live a life, we need to go one step at a time. I mentioned about CAPD, check, act, plan, do, like a step, one step at a time. And I just had some experience that I want to share for myself and for those who may be interested. It's about how we use our brain. And one of the most important things I learned doing my job is ask the right question. What is most important? What's the bottleneck? And stay with it if we don't know where to go. We can be sidetracked, but taking time. So this example was dealing with GPT. For the last 6 months we did some work together, and it was a fairly complex issue. And I asked several questions along the way so that he doesn't forget things, and I think that worked quite well. And just most recently, the whole summary of the work is being done to make sure that things can move forward when I send this letter to authority to take certain action. If I were to do this by myself, there's no chance. But you may call, I was lucky to have the GPT, Gemini, or Deepseek, and having had experiences. So I believe I'm learning continuously to know the capability of each AI and what kind of question I can ask and what to check. Using the brain requires lots of experience and the logical framework so that you don't miss things. So doing mechanical things is something many machine and tool can do if we know how to use it. But if we don't know, we may have a good tool but unable to use it. So doing everything on our own is one, but having the help from AI, I found is tremendously worthwhile. And having gone through many cases over the last 2 years, often even complaining that they made so many mistakes. But being able to talk with different AI and sharing the process, it's like dealing with different people, different agents, having different skills, but they may be able to see how others are doing. So like a cross-checking, it's not difficult if we try it. And to my surprise, for example, something that GPT was doing is not right. So I talked to Gemini or Deepseek, what's going on here? There's something wrong. And then I may send some kind of file to those other AI and get their opinion to it. So check and balance, which I did when I was working with the companies by asking questions in different departments or top management, middle management, shop floor people, and to see what makes sense. Where is the bottleneck? What is the crucial issue that is blocking the smooth flow of events so that the whole organization can go through CAPD, which include every mini company, so to speak, or mini companies to go through CAPD, continuously improving, knowing who their customers are, or the bankers, employees, and suppliers, and being able to relate. Maybe that experience has helped me, because I was like a catalyst for the change and let people to be empowered so that they can bring out the solution. Often the problem exists at the organizational boundaries. Certain organizations assume the other organization should be doing it, but it's not done because they are self-occupied, like an ego or self-identity of what needs to be done. But check and balance is very important. So that's the view within the organization, but it's applied for the use of AI. But I'm sure that applies to the whole world, where lots of nations as customers and suppliers working with each other and being able to see through and find the bottleneck instead of self-occupied and do their own CAPD, but without knowing who the customers and how they are doing their own CAPD, check, act, plan, do. So instead of jumping all around, taking time, calm and quiet mind, ask the right question, and that's the process. It's like a brain is connected to the heart, or the consciousness is connected to the unconscious part, that we have experiences but we haven't capitalized. It just stay dormant. We're not communicating from the organization A to B or to C or backward. I call it massaging. And in this case, I was again massaging between GPT's process, and something happened, and I mentioned to Gemini in this example, and also further asked Gemini, if Gemini is the one to deal with the situation, what would be the approach? It's like me working with Apple. In that case, what's more difficult, human being involved, and the person I deal with in Apple support has been changing, and they don't return the phone call or don't show up for the appointment. But AIs, they're diligent, and if you're rational, they go for it. So it's like a brain, how we use it. And perhaps one way to put it is that try not to use it, but ask the right question and build up the foundation and keep on asking the right question. And how to ask the question? Be quiet and let the question to pop up. And that happened in this case too. I had something passed on to me as final output from GPT. Then I waited 2-3 days. I even had my friend Eric to look at it too, to confirm my view. And that's something we can do. In nature, various species are growing and competing or cooperating with each other. There's a customer-supply relationship, and they depend on each other. The organization is the same. Within each organization, each mini company, and each individual, within each individual, we are to utilize the best of what we can. So the principle of CAPD, or Shila Samadhi Panya, where the calm and quiet mind is always at the center, and stay at the center and have a great relationship to be with that heart or calm and quiet mind. Bring out what the heart is telling us. Then ask the question, what about this idea or that idea? I think the future of our life with AI can be fruitful, especially if each of us develop the skill instead of blindly following someone else's idea, the leadership. Like in any organization, when the leader is good, it may be working out fine, but things can go wrong. So you cannot just depend on certain things. You need to be flexible, check and balance, and within ourselves, listen to our heart. Intuition, like a hide and seek. And with that, we may have a way of growth, living fully Zen Kigen, utilizing our talent, but helping with each other. It is to be confirmed every step of the way, but this is one of those kind of summary of what I have gone through in the last 3-4 days and even 6 months experience that I had with GPT. I'm not sure my future, how it changes, but this was a fruitful experience, and I just want to share with a calm and quiet mind, not rushing. Let the idea to come up, and even taking your time, not rushing, can bring out an interesting passage going forward. Thank you.